Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about solar charging, a few practical 3D print projects we've done, and just in general catch up. I'm sure you've all seen a power bank like this. At the end of the video we're going to show you how you can figure out how much energy is inside one of these and compare it to another power bank. Oh, hello Mr. Caterpillar. Soon you'll spot a solar panel and that will be linked up to our portable generator. Oh, there the solar panel is. We'll take you through that and tell you how we got on with it. By the way, we're not sponsored by them. We've never had any contact with them. We just bought it because it was the cheapest. We've just come back from holiday.
So that's a couple of weeks of hiking, and we went exploring and swam in this natural swimming pool, trail runs, paddleboarding, climbing mountains, and just messing around in the lake most days.
I've got to be side on. No!
Hey.
Whilst on holiday, we managed to break our fog light.
Later, we'll show you how we 3D printed and designed and fitted a part to fix that fog light.
But before we show you that,
Before we set off, this overflow pipe up here was dripping into this bucket down here. And my mum was stressed and concerned that the cat sitter would have to empty the bucket every day. So we decided to fix it for her.
We took it apart, and there was a part that even if it was pressed all the way in, it wouldn't stop the water flowing.
So we 3D printed a longer one in red. That'll do us nicely.
What you're seeing now is our first test before we tightened everything up, and now it cuts off the water much better.
Then we were ready to go camping.
when we're camping, we often use these backpacking tents.
But they're small and fragile and you can't stand up in them. So if we're staying for longer trips, we often use a larger teepee tent. But if there's no grass to pitch the tent, then all five of us and a dog sleep in this over quarter-century-year-old van. In the van, we don't use a leisure battery because what's the point in using hair straighteners and TVs when you're out camping? But it is a bit of a pain when you want to charge your phone after taking smartwatches, yes. So we brought a portable generator with a solar panel. So what exactly is this portable generator? Let's take a closer look at it. On this side we've got 3 USB-A ports for charging smartwatches and smartphones, etc. We've also got 1 USB-C port for those more modern devices. Here you can plug in your DC output cables. These are for LED lights, for example, or a small laptop. Throughout this video you'll hear us mention words like power and watts, and if you want to know what they mean and have a bit more understanding about them, then stick around to the end of the video where we'll explain it all. On the top we've got wireless charging, and we found on this particular one the wireless charging isn't too good. It charges for the first minute or so and then it just stops charging altogether. On the front here we've got 2 lights which really helped out while we're camping, especially in the dark. As you can see, they're really bright. Everything I've showed you up until now has been DC, direct current, but we've got 2 what look like universal sockets to plug a plug-in, and these are AC, alternating current.
So just like your electrical socket in your home. Now this small unit won't run a power-hungry devices like a big fridge, freezer or a washing machine, but it will cope with up to 300 watts. This mini fridge runs at 60 watts, so you could plug that in if you had the mind to. I'm on daftlogic.com, and according to them, I'm not sure how accurate it is, but we can run a light bulb, TV. We said earlier that you couldn't run a fridge freezer, but this is saying otherwise. But it's not really something we'd consider anyways. You can use a Chromebook, clock radio. It looks like the coffee maker and the leaf blower is out of the question though. A bit of a shame. Oh, but the curling iron, that's only 35 watts. My little brother would be happy about that.
On this side we've got a cigar lighter for charging or powering anything that you'd usually power with your car. For example, we used it for our tyre pump. You can also use this to charge up the generator through your car. Over here we've got the input. This red and black spot is for the solar panel, and the other one is for charging it through the mains.
This is the solar panel packed up.
Here we're getting around 40 watts, and when we were camping, on a sunny day we're getting a maximum of about 56 watts.
We're 60% charged, and we're going to leave it out here for a little bit.
Hour and a half, and it's gone from 60% to about 79%. There has been a few clouds throughout this time. So how did it perform in the field?
Well, all 5 of us using the charger, it took us to about 3 days, and then it was done for, well, we'd use about 50% of the battery. And when we put it out in the sun, we had some great weather. So we put it out in the morning and it was charged back up to about 90%.
Yes, about 10 a.m. in the morning to about 4 p.m.
So it took that long just to charge up to almost full.
Quite effective.
Yeah, I'd say it worked quite well.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting 51 watts here.
So a useful addition to our longer camping trips.
Now let's get on to fixing the fog light. The fog light has broken off the van. This has come off here. We should be able to 3D print something that we can stick on the back here and mount onto here. First I took some measurements with these cheap digital calipers I got off Aldi. Using those measurements, I drew the shape using a Bezier curve in Blender. It's just like drawing the shape in a 2D vector art package, but Blender will extrude it and make it 3D. But this isn't a Blender tutorial, I just want to give you a gist. I've extruded this 11.5 millimeters, which is half the length of this. If I increase and decrease that 11.5 value, you can see what it does. I'll add a circle to show you how I created this. A circle is just a Bezier, which has already been started for you in the shape of a circle. I actually started this off with a circle. I'm pressing G to grab it, and I'll move it over here so we can see it. And then over here, let's have it as a 2D. Then I can extrude it. Let's move, shall we? There we go. So we can extrude it. And you can see how it extrudes from the top and the bottom, so that's why I used half of my measurement for this one. And then fill mode, we can go both, so that I can cap both the ends. Then I'll hit tab and you'll see the control points of the Bezier. And I'll hit G to grab this one, and you can see me moving it. And then you can add, remove, edit control points to get the exact shape that you want. Blender's completely free and we use it for all sorts. This is twice as big because I measured the diameter and put it in as to Blender as the radius. So I really messed up there. But I fixed it and put it onto the slicer and sliced it. You make your 3D model and export it as an STL. I use Blender to make a 3D model, but there's loads of packages you could use. And as I say, you export it as an STL and then put it onto the slicer. We're using the PRUSA slicer because we've got a PRUSA printer. What the slicer does is it takes your 3D model and other information like what plastic you want to use, how fast you want it printing, etc., and turns that into a set of printing instructions for your 3D printer to read. We're using generic PETG. PETG is what some soda bottles are made out of. So it's waterproof, sturdy, got a bit of flexibility in there. And we've got the infill as 100% to get it stronger. The infill defines how much plastic is to be used on the inside of your print. So I've got this cube here and I'm going to set the infill to 10%. You can see it creates this honeycomb pattern. You can change that pattern, but that's not this video, that's another video. You can also change the infill density, the more dense, the smaller the honeycombs, until you get to 100% where there are no honeycombs and it's fully filled with plastic.
Parts being printed.
Right. That fits great. Perfect. Here you can see me putting some Gorilla Glue on there. It says you need to wet one surface because it's water activated. So here I'm just gluing it on and clamping it. I left it to dry for a good 2-3 hours and came back and it looked like this. Didn't look the strongest, looked a bit messy. I think it's meant to look like that. I might use epoxy next time, but to be fair, it has held up quite a lot. We did reverse over a curb and it just got knocked. Stayed strong, we just pulled it back. So I think this is a great fix. Job done. Hi guys, it's Caliper editing this, and I just realised that this video is getting a bit lengthy. So, I know we said that we would show you how to work out how much energy is inside the power banks and how you can compare them. We also said we would give a brief explanation about energy, watts and power. So we are going to make a new video for that, and I think end this video here. That video and this article are out now, so check that out. The article is on our website, googleapps.com. Also check out the article on this video. Links should be in description.
Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye!